Hello, welcome. Phil Robertson here, Dragon Fitness, joined with Christina Novice.
Hello.
Here we go, it's our fourth podcast. We could have a bit of a general rant today, seems fun. And we have sort of mentioned it being a little bit behind closed doors, the 77 Dragon Legend, what it is, why we're doing it, just some more details as we are. Well, Christina's, how many days in are you?
50. Oh, you've asked me now.
Yeah,
57 or 8.
57
I've got less than 20 days.
Yeah,
about
look
20
at that.
days. Yeah.
It's just all a blur now.
Yeah.
So 77, the Dragon Legend, is 77 days. 77 days of lushness. What would you say if somebody asked you what the 77 Dragon Legend is? How would you answer that question?
Well, it's a challenge. For me, I see it as discipline, and just getting myself into following a discipline, challenging myself, working harder, working above and beyond, and yeah.
Well, anyone who knows would definitely see the difference in you in these like 50 odd days.
Yes.
It's very apparent to us on the outside when we see you, a few times a week or whatever. It's like the weight and the measurements. It looks like it's flying off you.
Yes. Yeah.
How would you tell us a little bit more about your journey thus far?
Yeah, well,
don't really have to give
no,
stats.
No, we don't need stats. But I think for me, actually, I've surprised myself. Other than I've got a little bit of an injury on my knee, but actually it's been fine. It's just more about worrying. I don't want to push it too hard, but you can always adapt.
No excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. Do something else. Walking's been fine. So, I've probably done more walking in the last couple of weeks as my second exercise, just to give my knee that bit of a rest. But again, it's always time, to go out. I've been walking sometimes at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Got some fantastic photos, sun setting and things.
Yeah, nice.
And, everybody's got that. I think everybody does have that half an hour.
Exactly.
I've been one of these busy people, always involved, and people talk to you about being a busy person. They say if you want something done, ask a busy person. And I think, yes, you could say, oh, it's just I love it, and I do like being busy. But I think if you want to get fitter and you want to be healthier, you have to make
prioritize.
Absolutely. And I was already there, so I've just pushed myself bit more. I think on the whole, I think there's a couple of things I've surprised myself with the alcohol, the non-alcohol.
No alcohol.
And as I say, I have done some snippet little videos sort of on YouTube. And for me, it wasn't about staying and locking myself in for 77 days, because that's not a challenge. It's going out, being around people, having those snacks and drinks in front of you, and saying no. Yeah. And again, it's doable.
I've been surprised that anybody, again, who knows you, would have gone, Christina not drinking alcohol for 77 days. She's not going to do it. So how have you found that?
Like weirdly fine. I'm not saying that I'm never going to drink again. But I think more than anything, I've actually gone out, I've spent days with friends, and I don't feel like I've missed out.
That urge.
No.
That's good.
Really, really, there's a couple of times I've seen a nice big glass of wine, I thought, ooh, but then it doesn't make me, there's nothing in me that thinks I want to have it, to break this, break this out. I wouldn't do it, definitely wouldn't do it.
I would say, in my words, so like the challenge, I've started now and I'm 2 weeks in, so way behind you. And I'll be really honest here, we were meant to start this together.
Yes.
And I just felt I was not ready. And I was procrastinating. We had a chat, didn't we? And I was like, I knew it myself.
I almost thought you weren't going to do it.
I made excuses that I couldn't do the workout, so I couldn't do which I'll tell you some more details about this, but it's like I put myself off doing it. And okay, there was a bit of me that was like, I just didn't feel physically ready to take on the challenge.
Yeah.
Like I was maybe starting
Yeah.
to fail rather than when I've started, like I'm kind of in the zone. I know it's going to be hard. I know the challenge is there.
Yeah.
So in my words, I would say this challenge is to improve your disciplines, willpower, like grit, doing things you don't want to do, that sets disciplines.
Yeah.
Healthy habits, and like the ultimate goal, I would say, is to improve your health and develop those good habits to improve as a whole. I say it sounds like really corny saying
no, but I think like you were just saying, actually, it did make me think that really I've always sort of portrayed myself and said to people, well, you know, I cook from scratch and I'm really healthy and I would say, yeah, I'm pretty good, but where I'm out, as you know, we're both out in the evenings working, my food habits had lapsed quite badly, actually. Pop into the co-op, oh my goodness, the local co-op, and just picking up whatever. And actually, by the time I'd gone to the shop, bought that, put the oven on, done whatever it was, you know, really with the planning in advance, I mean, I haven't done any sort of cheat meal, should we say. Everything's been cooked from scratch. Everything, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And
so the cooking element, I just want to jump in here. Every meal pretty much has come from our own recipe packs.
I think there was just a handful, just because I saw a couple on MyFitnessPal, just because I looked at them and I thought they looked really good.
But sticking with the plan, isn't it?
Absolutely. But then that was easy to put on MyFitnessPal. So that's the only reason I did it. Other than that, they are all our own recipe packs, and I would say they're either slow cooker meals, so you can do them like morning or in the day or whenever you've got that, you throw it in, or they're all quick. And this is why I'm sort of annoyed at myself. But before this, I'd think, oh, you know, I don't know what to cook, and I haven't got the stuff in the fridge, and then I'd go down to the local shop and buy, not always rubbish, but knowing that if you've just got a bit of chicken in the fridge or, you know, pork, I've eaten so much pork, not something I ever usually have, but they're really good recipes, you know, and you're done, 5 minutes, done.
I think, like, you know, whenever you start something new, your body, your brain, it starts learning. You know, you've had your own habits. Like you said, some habits are sort of crept in that you might not have had because you're working. You know, Monday nights are late, aren't they?
Late,
So on the way back at 8:30, you might be stopping in the shop, grabbing something for dinner. But like now you're prepared. You've prepared yourself.
All in the prep.
It's all in the prep, which you took weeks. Like you absolutely nailed that to the point where we've kind of stole your idea behind all the planning of it.
You've done the easy bit.
The easy bit. You did the hard bit, which was like the time, not the timetable as in you're going to eat certain times, but the daily diary of what's going to be for breakfast, what snacks, what lunches, what dinners. They're all whole foods, you know, there's no crap in there. There's no crap food, no sugary.
No?
Well, zero sugars, pretty much. Only natural, from natural sources. So, you know, setting those good habits, learning as you've gone into something completely new.
And I have relaxed a little bit, so I was very strict on my work, not timetable, you said that a minute ago, but the food diary, and now I sort of go through the freezer and the fridge when I do my shopping list, and I just pick out the days now. So I go, okay, so like day 1, which it gives you all the recipes for the day. And just relaxed a little bit more into it, so it's all there still. But I was very strict.
I suppose you're in the sort of, you've set that habit.
Well, I know how it all works now. I suppose.
But you've set like that within that 50 days. Look, you know, you're nearly at, how many weeks is that? You know, you're not far off. Like 9 weeks now.
No.
So like really good habits are set in where you don't need to write all this down all the time. You've done it. You've done the hard work. So that's, you know, if you're on the outside, or if you're listening in and you're thinking, you know, I need to lose weight. I want to, you know, tone up. You have to do something you're currently not doing. You know, there's obviously if you're doing something and it's not working, you have to find a solution.
And I think, can we talk a little bit about stats? Because
Yeah,
most people have said to me, you wouldn't have thought I would need to lose, or centimeters and or weight. And I suppose there's always a little bit for me, but so far week 8, I think it's not 8.5 pound down, and we just added up a minute ago 22 or 3.
23.
And when I say like collectively, that would be like we measure neck, upper arm, left and right, chest, waist, hips, left and right thigh, and then calves. Not everybody likes to measure them. Yeah. So that when we say that's loss overall down the body, and I can see it in the pictures.
Yeah.
It's like now that is like, for me, wow,
Yeah. So even coming from a healthy sort of base point before you started, your lifestyle before you started the challenge to your lifestyle now, you've made that change, and it's visual. Like you looked fit, healthy, and strong anyway, but now
fitter, healthier, and stronger.
You're another level, and I've seen that working out with you.
Like, I can keep up now.
It's hard to keep up with you, so like your performance is enhanced. That's what I'm trying to say here. So inside of this 77-day challenge, 2 workouts a day, every day.
Yeah.
Done. Stretching, dedicated stretching or rolling. The
stretch
fun
and
of,
roll. I actually, it's amazing. I actually quite enjoy it.
But never
even the foam rolling.
But you never used to.
No, I couldn't foam roll before.
Couldn't get you on that foam roller.
Freaked me out. But it's there by my bed.
3 litres of water a day.
Yes.
Good quality sleep, 6 to 8 hours. Daily study, self-improvement.
Honestly, I haven't done as much as that, but I don't want to go into it, but I've taken over as a chair of a show, and that seems to be my daily thing. But then to be fair, it's a new job for me, so it's a massive learning curve.
You're improving.
Yeah, I'm becoming a people manager.
No alcohol, as we said.
Yeah.
No crap food.
No.
And meal planning, everything from our recipe packs. So just before possibly change subject, snacks.
Yes.
Talk to me, snacks.
So that is probably the only way, having our snacks, of getting the calories. And it is, I think I like my food and I like my snacks, so I needed to make sure that I had something in place. I couldn't do this because I'm not saying we're not a family that have packets of crisps in the cupboard anyway, but to have that little bit of something, I haven't cut out sugar completely, because obviously there is, like you say, natural sugars, but the snacks for me, healthy. Well, we had earlier one of our nut and seed power bars, lush.
Wow.
Like best ones I've made. And I will mention actually Nikki is one of our warriors. She's all over making the snacks. We actually got a treat the other day, so we got one, and I think for me it's making them for cost element is phenomenal. You look at the protein bars and snacks in the shops. Yes, you might be able to go out your way to one of the bigger shops. I mean, I'm not one to go to big shops anyway and get them maybe for £1, but local shops, £1.50 to £2.25, I think I've seen.
Still though, I can sort of jump in here as well, and I have the snacks all from our recipe packs, the banana and carrot protein loaf.
That's lovely.
Nut and seed bars, energy balls, like everything I've had and tasted. One, it's been pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
2, the taste is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because they are recipe packs, but there's not a bad meal. I think,
that's the thing. And I think especially, like you said, like that protein carrot cake, is that the one?
Yeah.
So nice. And
so nice.
I mean, it's not like having a huge slice of carrot cake in a big posh coffee shop, but it's still.
But you've put zero sugar, no added sugar.
It's amazing, and and that you're ticking loads of boxes on your macros, and and it's a treat, and it's really good, really really good, and it lasts quite well as well. So
that's one thing I found is starting because of the activity levels have obviously increased.
Yeah.
We've had to add more calories.
And I get hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your body gets used to eating at certain times and
Yeah.
certain meals.
Yeah.
So you do get hungry, but I almost feel like it's power in my day.
Yeah.
I literally feel like if that afternoon lull that you sometimes get around 2-3 o'clock.
Yeah.
A snack in there is like powers me through.
Yeah.
For dinner.
And as we've talked about the shakes earlier, not the. I'm not talking like what you call them, pre-packed type shakes. We make our own with obviously a scoop of protein powder because we've upped our protein, but. They to me that we've got a favourite, haven't we?
Yeah,
and that's another one.
Yeah.
It's sort of a filler upper, and it's
the smoothies.
Yeah,
just
again
that seems to be around an 11 o'clock thing daily for me now. Just a great source of like vitamins, minerals. Got your protein in there.
Yeah,
hits the spot like
it
every
does.
time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So why? All of this stuff. Why the 12-week warriors? It's a massive question. To achieve anything, your why has to be bigger than bigger than anything else. The thing that motivates you every day to do everything we've just spoke about.
Yeah. So for me, doing the challenge, as I said before, we ask a lot of our ladies doing the warriors. We started off with the Wonder Woman, and I think. To stand there and say you can do it or trust in us and if you want to do this better then
eat this, eat that,
and
drink this.
I wasn't and I'm not saying you can't have a drink at the weekends or anything like that, but actually if you're not achieving where you want to be, I now know and I can honestly say I've achieved it by not drinking. And I think that's the thing, it's that at the end of this I will have a drink, but I'm going to see where I go with it. If I end up, I can see it creeping back on, or I don't feel happy, maybe I won't,
I think like there's things such as like dry January, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good challenge, a good thing, like maybe a detox after the New Year and Christmas and everything else. But like, it's just a month.
Yeah.
That's 3 or 4 4 weekends.
Yeah.
Now is a proper challenge.
I think that's the thing, and I think I can hand on heart say to people, if I can do it, if I can stop drinking, you can do anything. No, but
she might have had a problem.
Maybe not. But so and I think that is for me. They were doing it. They were putting their heart and soul in, and I think that I needed to it's not match or better them, but just go, okay. If you can do it, I can do it, and it's not that competition, it's just feeling what they're feeling.
Yeah. And that's big, isn't it? Like we take a lot of pride in our sort of, I don't want to call them customers because they feel like family now. The people who come and train, at Dragon Fitness, we take them in, we listen, we hear the stories. We genuinely want to help everyone, and that was a big thing for both of us. Coming into this 77 Dragon Legend was we
understand what they're going through.
Empathy, we might have had a healthier base than some of the people who have joined our 12-week warrior, but they are probably changing more than what we had to change. So we had to do something fairly extreme to be able to put ourselves on a par and say, I feel what it's like trying to get this workout in, or I feel what it's like trying to avoid the alcohol or
I mean, actually,
treats.
just for example, had a bit of a stressful weekend a few weeks ago, and it I felt very stressed on the Monday, and probably looking back, I would have just gone open a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Oh. And people
Easily
do it. You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And Carl was like, my husband, come on, let's go out for a walk. We went out, and that's the difference. It's that like, so when I've got someone in front of me sort of saying, oh well, I say you don't need to do that. Come on, distract yourself. And I've done it, and I think you can't just stand and tell people what can and can't be done if you haven't been in that
experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the biggest sort of teacher, I think.
Yeah.
So that's today's little slot on 77. We probably dip in and out of that as we go along, but something we want a bit of a rant really, because we hear we're in this industry now. you know, lots more people are coming through our doors
Yes.
per se, and we've heard so much crap. So we're going to be a bit frank. This one not crap because people are uneducated, but
No.
the first one I'm going to say is protein shakes. The amount of people like we hear, oh, I need to go on a diet, or I need to change this, and the first thing they do, they go and buy a big bundle off of, they're fairly cheap to be fair, like the My Proteins, the Go Nutritions. They buy all these stacks, packs, 50, 60 plus pound, and they get shakes, amino acids, pre-workouts.
Yeah.
Generally, you got to know what you're doing before you go down this road. Protein shakes, where do they come in?
Well, that for me, I would say to anyone who, say like on our 12-week warrior, we've got people saying, oh, do I need to up my protein? But unless you know what you're eating and what protein you are consuming in a day, that's the basic start is knowing what you're already taking in. And I think, you
have to start there before you start increasing or decreasing.
Protein.
Yeah.
And personally, the best way to consume protein is physically eating protein. We're obviously adding, but then we're on a different level with our workouts, and we're tracking.
Yeah.
I don't just sit there and eat a bag of protein to get the protein up.
So
mine is supplemented on top of my 3 meals a day.
And you've just nailed it.
Yeah.
The word supplement.
Yeah.
So it supplements your diet. It doesn't replace a meal. Because people go that. It's been so well advertised, protein shakes, and meal replacements, which we're going to come on to in a minute, is people think they can have that instead of a meal and get all the good, it's protein shake, so it's good for me.
Yeah.
Protein has to be taken in the right ways, the right amounts. There are key timings, but for the general public, no.
No, exactly.
Unless you're an elite
for people
athlete.
Who are, when you're training, if you're training, I mean, even more than us, I mean, you've got people who are, like you say, athletes who, they will have it very, very strict. But, it's so hard, and it's calories in general is one of our biggest calorie intake for people, is probably one of the hardest things to get around people's heads,
And like just for example of why I would use a protein shake or protein powder is I'm trying to hit 200 grams of protein per day.
Yeah.
Now you're talking 6 chicken breasts, really. And my lunch is a chicken breast and a half, which is extremely filling. If you've ate a chicken breast, a whole breast, you'll know how filling that is.
Yeah.
So to try and get 6 or 5 of them in a day, for example, that's tough.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe even impossible. So you get a good, healthy sort of breakfast.
Yeah.
With some protein. So eggs, great source of protein.
Yeah. Well, I do. Pancakes. Yeah.
You might have porridge.
Yeah.
You get a good bit of protein from your milk and whatever from there, or soya products. Then I go to like a smoothie. So I'll have a protein smoothie around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that's hitting around 30 grams of protein in the smoothie. So that's just 30 grams. I've still got 150 to go.
Yeah. So
the protein shake comes in there to supplement my food intake.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those people that, you're not silly. We've all probably done it. I've done it for sure. If you've gone on and you bought shakes, stacks, they call them stacks because they sell them as like a shake, a pre-workout. It comes as a bundle,
right. Yeah.
And they give it to you at, what they say is fantastic price, 150 quid's worth of stuff for 60 quid. It does. You got to remember, they are marketing.
Yeah.
They are selling their products, so they're going to tell you.
Yeah.
Some of them will be honest and say not a meal replacement, but Know
I
what you're
think
doing
it's-
before you buy
Yeah.
these products.
I think just knowing what you even. How do you know you need more protein
Exactly.
if you don't know what
and
you're
we've had
actually
that
taking?
so many times.
And I
haven't
think
we?
this is the biggest thing. And we are real big believers in, you know, when people have said to me, and I just in conversation, who people, you know, even from our sessions, and they're like, oh, you know, I have the Huel, is it for
Huel,
breakfast?
or
And,
Herbalife.
you know, and they're doing stuff, and I'm like, okay. And I was like, well, what you're? Oh, well, I do this. I was like, but they're not
No
tracking
idea.
anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, I can actually say, right, I know I'm having between 15 and 1600 calories a day.
Yeah.
And I've had a protein shake in that. And then, you know, one of my snacks, sometimes they have protein in, sometimes they don't. But the rest of that, and mine's 157 grams of protein. So that's quite high.
Yeah.
You know, that is pretty much. I don't always hit it.
Yeah.
But it depends on what I've had that day.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
not
know
an exact science at the
it's
end
not
of
an
the
exact.
day,
I mean,
is
I
it?
don't measure out. You know, I'll do dinner and me and Carl have half each, but it's nothing. I don't measure it out.
Yeah.
So it is like you say. It is.
It's a guesstimation.
It's all a
on-
guesstimation, but yes, it's quite scary how many people
Yeah, definitely.
rely on.
Because I think they've been well sold.
Yeah.
You know, the protein companies or, you know, the supplement companies have done a good job of
Have a meal.
have a meal.
Have
yeah.
food.
It is, to be fair, it's a bit of a lazy way out.
Yeah.
You know, that might sort of upset a few people, but, you know, I'll come on to Huel and Herbalife in a minute because that's
I think the difference is like I've had that chicken. Say I've had that chicken pizza things today, you know, and I've had it's everything else has gone with it. So I know that I've had sweet potato, it was chicken breast, there was a little bit of pesto and a little bit of mozzarella on top. So I've had some fats and I've had all the other things.
carbs.
Whereas
and,
I could have just had a protein shake. You know, not what else is in there.
yeah.
You know, I've not really had these things, so I don't know whether they're already liquid in the fridge or you add liquid to.
You could buy them in all sorts.
Yeah,
You could
so
buy pre-bottled or you buy
you know, they're
shake
obviously
powders.
got sort of long lifey stuff. But what else is in there? Do you
Yeah.
even know
What
what's in
keeps it a long life?
there? Yeah. So I know I've had a really good hearty lunch.
Yeah.
That's food and ticked all the boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would recommend to anyone sort of start tracking, knowing what you're consuming before you make decisions. One, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money, and I know this because I've been there myself, so I can speak from experience. You'll spend 50, 60 quid a month on protein shakes and everything else that they sell you.
Yeah.
But you stop. You don't do this for a year. You don't do it for 6 months.
No.
You stop after 2 or 3 because you don't feel like you're getting the benefits.
No. Whereas I'm buying my bag of protein powder and just adding it to my.
Adding it to your smoothies or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're doing that consistently. So anything you do consistently is going to improve, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you eat consistently and you eat more calories than you burn, you're consistently going to get heavier.
Yeah.
It's, you know, simple stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, be careful. don't get missold PPI. Just ask some questions.
Yeah.
Definitely be in a position where you know what you're consuming, especially when it comes to all your macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats. We need all of them. Try and educate yourself or ask us questions so we can perhaps help you with your decision making. There you go. Next up, we may as well say it, meal replacements. Programs, Huel, Herbalife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I've never done them. I'm so sorry. Halfway through our podcast, because a dog coming in now. There you go.
Ladyship.
The ladyship. That's Pickles. Pickles the dog. Yeah, I mean, I've never done them. I love my food anyway. So, but again, it's not sustainable.
No. But
I think that's the big.
Have
Anybody that I know has done anything like this has never stuck to it.
I've never met one person, and I've met a few now being in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
They sell Herbalife, they work as an ambassador for Huel or Herbalife. It's very short lived.
Yeah.
It's 3 months and then they're doing a different job.
Yeah.
So that, you know, one, you need to believe in your product before you start, and like what we're trying to do with the 77, we are in
I
it
totally and
for
utterly
the
hand on heart
experience.
can say that it is, you know, it's sustainable. It's food. It's
Yeah.
sustainable, and
Yeah.
I've never been keen on anything, any of these sort of quick fix diets.
Yeah, they
They're
just don't
not
work.
good. They're just.
Slimming World, Weight Watchers. How many people
I've
do
done
you
it.
know?
I've done Slimming
How
World.
many people do you know have been doing it for 10 years
No,
and they
more.
still go? Like,
you know, I've done that. I never did Weight Watchers, but you know, family and friends have Slimming World, and yes, I think, you know, you're always going to get people going to them, but I think back and I think the money spent on a weekly basis, it doesn't sound a lot, but what do you actually get for that?
yeah. But if my argument is, if you would go to Slimming World and Weight Watchers, I've done both. All right,
Have you done both? Okay.
I've done both. I didn't come away with any sort of education as to what I was doing.
No, it's just
Okay, they give you meals. You know, you could buy the meals. You can go to Iceland and buy a frozen Slimming World meal now.
Oh,
Can you believe it?
They make me cringe.
So you can buy Weight Watchers meal. They're all frozen.
Yeah.
So it's not promoting health.
No.
Not promoting good food, in my opinion. And I've done both. This is only my opinion. Not sustainable. Not sustainable. You need to start educating people why they're doing something, why they should be eating something, what it does for them.
Yeah.
You know, so people can make good decisions in the future about what they eat and what they put in their bodies.
I think for me, looking back again, Slim World, it's all the low fat stuff. You know, we don't do low fat within our, but then it's not. We don't put loads of fats in, and what we do put are. I know we can go on about good fats, bad fats, but you know, if you're going to make something low fat, you have to put a load of other, shall we say, crap in it to make it taste.
Yeah.
You know, and then it just, and that's not good. I'm going to say it now, the government with their low fat.
Yeah.
There's this stupid little thing that goes around with the yellow thing for the kids.
Yeah.
Pick low fat yogurts for kids. No.
No.
They're kids. They need fats. They're growing.
Devoiding them of good nutrients.
How about actually stopping making cheap crisps and cheap all these snacks? You know,
which are all so cheap compared.
So cheap.
To
so cheap. And
vegetables.
it is education, and I know it's not there for, but actually, we all know, you know, the less processed, the better.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're on a plan with it, it was used to be £5 a week. We talking like.
Is this
10 plus years ago, Weight Watchers.
Okay, I think
it used to
probably
be like a £5 a week.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
So, you know, let's just say it's 20, 30 quid a month, and you've done that for a year. You know, you spent a lot of money with no education.
Yeah.
You know, we're in this day and age now where we want more for our money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't like them. Whole food, hearty food. You don't have to be, you know, you don't have to skip all bad foods, do you? You know, you can treat yourself, but you know, these programs need to get more.
There is actually I don't know if you ever saw.
Healthier.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. It was on TV, and it's the doctor that goes around, and it's how to lose weight well, and they do these experiments every week, and they always do one really, really good healthy type eating, and then they do one quick fix type.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. It's amazing how every time, yes, the person on the quick fix does lose quicker and more, but they're bored within like the month, the week. Sometimes they do it short term.
But there's a reason for that, and it's calories in versus calories out. So if you're gonna chop a load of, you know, there's lots to be said about calories. So there's obviously a maintenance calorie, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So what we need every day.
Just to stay the same weight. So that might be 2,000 calories. You go on to Weight Watchers, unknowingly you might have taken 500 calories off per day because they're 300 calorie meals.
Yeah.
Frozen, put them in a microwave. doesn't mean you're having better
No.
nutrients, vitamins, minerals
Yeah.
out of the foods you're eating, but you'll be losing weight because you're on lower calories than
Yeah.
what you were before.
Yeah.
So, you know, yes, the weight comes off, but then when your body's not having the vitamins, the minerals, the fats, the carbs, everything that it needs, you'll go back.
Yeah.
You know, you'll go back to your old ways, or
Yeah.
you'll go to foods that are more filling for
Yeah.
you. So there you go. That's another little.
Rant.
What did we talk about the other day? We were talking about the teas, afternoon teas.
Oh, I think
Prosecco lunches.
Just, yeah, bottomless. I don't know.
Bottomless brunch.
Yeah, which obviously I think that's alcohol because I have not done one. But I think just everything just seems to be as much as you can eat and
cheap.
Yeah, people want as much as they can for and it's such a bad. I mean, I think that's the way of the world. I don't know, but
definitely
you need to get out that habit of but you can eat as much as you can. And
but now I think if I look at what COVID has done, the aftermath of COVID, and nothing's really promoted health.
Oh my goodness, that is
nothing has promoted your health. The government were rubbish, I have to say. Like, didn't you can go outside or whatever to exercise or walk, but it wasn't really pushed, was it?
No.
And here we are now. We are trying certain things to be healthier and better and whatever. And then you've got like your afternoon all you can eat buffets for 20 quid, and you consume maybe 3 days of your intake in one sitting.
Yeah.
You can go in now and have a starter, lunch, and dessert for the price of one meal.
Yeah.
Like.
But I've always said I think there's not really on health, not enough focus, not enough prevention. So many things can be prevented.
Yeah. Delivering the McDonald's for you.
That just freaks me out.
You don't even have to exercise to go to McDonald's anymore. No, you can get it delivered.
You don't have to get out of your car. I mean, I know you have drive-through, but you don't even have to get out your car to go to that. Get out your house.
Now the drive-through is quicker than going in and ordering.
Yeah, it's just so. All those delivery things, they're all fast food.
Yeah.
And you see them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere. I mean, how much are there? I mean, we haven't obviously had a takeaway for at least the last 50 odd days, but one thing we do like as a family is we love a curry. So curries, that's something that we all like, and it's a bit of a treat. It's not that often. Maybe we're having it once every 6 weeks. Because oh my goodness, because I've got they're teenagers, but they're like feeding to young adults. I think it's like £50 for a takeaway for 4 of us.
Yeah.
And that's not even 4 full meals, because I don't have the curry. I have the. You see these deliveries all day long, and you think, wowzers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that there are people that live on takeaways.
Yeah.
Nearly every evening they'll have a takeaway.
I love a curry. Once, although it's been ages.
Have it as a treat rather than your daily habits.
Yeah.
So activity levels on the back end of all this sort of poor decision making with meals and shakes and different programs to lose weight. Activity levels. So something to remember is like 24 hours in a day.
Yeah. Yes.
A workout is a very, very small percentage of that.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't work out just to burn calories. You should be working out to get fitter, stronger, all those good things. But there's a lot of people trying to work out to burn calories at the minute, aren't they?
Yes, you're totally right. And I think if that's just the focus, you can go a bit, you want to, and then I think actually the couple of people along the way who turn up, say to our classes, who are there just purely, they burn themselves out in that one session.
Yeah.
So,
try and burn
and
as much calories as possible.
Rather than go in, enjoy it, you're going to burn calories because you're there and you're doing it.
Focus on your form and your
focus
strength.
On that, strength, and try and enjoy it a little bit more,
Yeah.
because you're more likely to come back again.
Exactly.
You know,
Consistency.
it doesn't have to be just circuits or HIIT, or, you know, there's swimming. Yes, I say walking. Walking is fine, but not a meander.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Raise the heart rate.
I call it a stomp. I go out for a stomp.
Raise the heart rate.
And not 20 minutes, and not, it's even if you I don't know, fine. We haven't got many hills around here, but walk up a hill. You don't have to be out for 4 hours, but you only have to walk something like Kingley Vale or Butser Hill.
Yeah.
And that's gonna get your heart rate up.
Definitely.
So we're not used to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So how many times? Oh, sorry. Yeah, three. Is that three?
3 times.
3
a
times
week.
a week minimum. Minimum.
3 to 5 if you can.
Yeah.
Recommended. Get more active, people.
Yeah.
Final word. Get more active. Enjoy your training.
Yeah.
Don't do it for calories.
Yeah.
Do
Find
it for
something
enjoyment.
you enjoy, I think. Yeah.
Okay. More to come in the future. We're running out of time,
Yeah.
so we're gonna get off.
Let you get off.
Yeah. Take care. Throw us any questions so we can put in the next podcast. Dragon Fitness out.